Hey, Carrie.
Hey, Jenna.
Today we're going to talk about elementary school data detectives as our bite. I'm excited about this bite mainly because sorry, I'm sharing my screen with you now. Mainly because data science is a new up and coming field in computer science, in the last 15, 20 years, because now we actually have the ability to store data in a way that we didn't before, just because the space doesn't take as long or take as much space as it did before, like back in the 90s and early 2000s. And so data science is a new topic in computer science that's actually really fun at the elementary level. It's really about just data, like being able to manipulate and play with data. So all of these activities are generally just like playing and manipulating and having fun with data and not necessarily anything hardcore that is scary to teachers, especially teachers who already are teaching math and science and manipulating data that way. So one of the things, Carrie, you and I have discussed that we're going to do differently with these videos is make them a little briefer and just voice over any like gotchas or things that teachers need to know for the activities. So just a heads up. Um, so the first activity is just understanding what data science is. And there is a, yeah, go ahead.
Can we zoom in on the document a little bit?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's see.
Thank you. Perfect.
Yep. So we've got four activities for this. The first one is understanding data science. Again, this is this idea of we're going to have the students come up with collecting data within the classroom. That could be find everything that you can that starts with a specific letter, or let's look for things that start with a or that have a specific color, or if you're doing a theme in your class, right? Like right now we're recording this around Valentine's Day. You could do like write down everything that has to do with the next holiday coming up type of thing. And then the students are going to look at that data and see if they have any like trends that they see or if they would group it in different ways. And just like kind of, again, that idea of like playing with data, manipulating data, understanding that different people can look at the same set of things and see totally different things, right? So I might look at a list of all the things that start with C, and I've um, created a group of animals and not animals. And then Carrie, you might look at a group of list of C and say classroom supplies and not classroom supplies, right? And so we might just look at them differently, but it's the same data set. And so this is just getting that conversation started. And it's like the most foundational, best place to start if you're working with starting with data science in your classroom. Um, so that's that first one. The second one is structuring data. Again, if you're a math teacher or a science teacher, you're already doing this. It's graphing. So it's making scatter plots, it's making bar graphs, it's that type of stuff. So it's not too hardcore. This one specifically comes from code.org, and they do like a fun little, we're gonna have a pizza party and kids vote on what toppings they want, but some of the kids are like, I don't care, or I'm not gonna be there that day. And so that data doesn't make sense for a pizza topping, right? Like, and so it talks about cleaning the data and making the data work so that you can put it in a scatter plot or you can put it in a bar graph, etc. So not like, again, it's just like that basic foundation, which a lot of teachers are already doing in that kindergarten, first, second grade level, anyways. And then as the students get older, they're doing it independently. So there's nothing like hardcore or different for this. I know I like breezed through those two. Do you have any questions about either of the activities?
And will you just show a quick on the previous one? Will you just show the document activity just really quick and open up the worksheet?
Yep, it is a
And
very minimal worksheet where I'm collecting data of blank. The list of items I collected is this. If you have younger students who are pre-readers, they can draw pictures instead of writing it out. And then asking them one thing they noticed about the items they collected that is different than the category of items is whatever. And if I were to organize and sort them, I would put them in groups of whatever. And that's literally all that is. And then the second sheet is actually just a blank sheet of presenting my data. And that's because we want students to be able to pick
create.
pick and figure out like, do they
Hmm.
want to do a bar graph? Do they want to just do circles of like, here are animals, here are classroom supplies, here's
Hmm.
other, right? Like,
Or even tallies, like they're learning a lot in those early grades too of different ways.
yep, exactly. And so we don't want to be prescriptive because that's the coolest part about data science is, like I said, people can look at the same data set and see totally different things. And so we didn't want to be too prescriptive with these. And then for the second activity, I'll show you that.
I love that though, because I almost think, Jenna, there's so much flexibility in it could almost be like an I Spy data. Like you are that category line is so flexible. And for some, they need to, embrace that flexibility. And you could even do it like as a daily warm up. Like today I am collecting data here and like just as almost like a when you do your day of the week or what's the schedule today, you could do a quick data collection. And so those are really cool, quick ways to integrate it.
Yeah, I really like that too. And I think also for these younger grades, just using the word data
Mm-hmm.
is huge and calling out collections of items of things that you're collecting uh, as data is great for these younger.
Good.
And then here's the worksheet from code.org of the pizza party. So here's the data that's collected. Like this one says no meat, please, which that makes sense to us as humans, but as a computer, I don't know how to tally that or mark that. So I would have to say, okay, well, that means they would be okay with green peppers, mushrooms, and cheese and pineapple. But then we also have to think, does that person actually get 4 votes because they said no meat, right? So just things that the students get to think about and have good conversations about. I
But
know.
even if you had younger students, this could be what you display on the board and talk about it one at a time instead of passing out
Oh,
to
yes.
individual students.
Yep, absolutely. This is a great classroom conversation about what data is and how we all look at it and think about it. But this is a great activity and it's fun because the kids all like
Mhm.
talking about pizza parties. And then so for the third activity is creating and interpreting graphs. So this is going off of so that the second activity is interpreting data and cleaning data and starting to make they force you to make a bar graph for that one, which is fine. But then this one is creating and interpreting other graphs. And so this one literally just links out to this K5 Learning, which is a really great resource for um, non-computer science. But again, like data science and math and science work so well together. And so this is data and graphing worksheets by grade, kindergarten through fifth grade. And so this is just options for those teachers if they're looking if you aren't already spending time on collecting data and graphing it, or you have things that you're already doing in your classroom, these are some great supplemental options. So, and then the last activity is analyzing data. And so this is another code.org um, lesson. And so this is an activity guide where you're looking at finding relationships between two different categories and seeing if they relate or not. And so again, it's this idea that people can look at the same set of data and see different things. And it's really just having conversations about um, why you think what you're thinking and why you're seeing what you're seeing. And there's right-ish answers, but not, there's no like right and wrong answers. So that's a really fun part about data science. It's just playing and manipulating with large sets of information and seeing what kind of correlation or causation you can find in it.
So for this one, like if we look at pet and activities, they are asking somebody or interviewing each other to say, do you like two of these options?
Yeah, so hold on. Let me pull up. Um, so there's slides that go with it.
Oh,
And
cool.
then um sorry, I'm pulling it over. So the slides um are just thinking about like what kind of cake do you like, what kind of icing do you like, and then you're seeing if there's like a correlation in there. And then what you do is you're gonna go around and ask your classmates how they feel about each of the things. What is your favorite pet? and what is your favorite activity? And then you're going to tally within it and you're going to see if there's any like strong correlation within your class. Like most of the class really loves dogs and video games, which is cool. Like I didn't realize that we had such a strong like for dogs and video games in the classroom or whatever. And so that's what this is like. They go around and they're just asking their classmates and they see if they can find interesting relationships between the two different subjects or data points, basically.
I like that. Thanks for sharing, Jenna.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's like this nice, easy, like low stakes activity where the
Mhm.
students like to share about themselves and then you can talk about what you've learned from it. But yeah, so that's it. Again, data science is really fun. It's this idea of just making sure students are like enjoying and not scared of seeing like large sets of information and being able to try to find um uh like patterns within them. So yeah, yeah, that's that.
Cool.
All right, have a great day. We'll see you next time.
Bye, Jenna.
Bye.